Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Well, you found it. This is your 5-minute Bible study, Daily Dose Radio. This is free of genetic modification and hypoallergenic. Well, we come today to verses 8, 9, and 10. We've ended verses 1 through 7, which is the supplication section. The servant is asking for an answer. He begins in verse 1, "Bow down your ear to me, O Lord, and answer." That's very Davidic. We talked about that on Monday. Verses 4 through 7, he's making his request. Well, actually, the whole thing. Verse 2, preserve. Verse 3, be merciful unto me. Verse 4, rejoice the soul of your servant. Give ear, O Lord, unto my prayer. Again, that's a repeat of verse 1. Verse 7, in the day of trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. So this is the request section, or what we will call the supplication section, verses 1 through 7 of the servant. 8, 9, and 10 comprise the praise section. He's praising God for who he is. So right away you'll see how this praise section works. Listen as I read verses 8 through 10. Among the gods there is none like unto thee, O Lord, neither are there any works like unto thy works. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord, and shall glorify thy name, for thou art great, and doest wondrous things. Thou art God alone. You see there, you hear the language right off from the very beginning. There is none like unto thee. So we're praising God for who he is. And who is he? He is unique. There is no other God. And notice the language here, among the gods. And of course, in the time when this was written, there were plenty of other gods. There were pantheons upon pantheons of gods. And even today, you go to multiple religious systems where there are hundreds and thousands of gods. Well, Hinduism has millions of gods, all of them responsible for some piece of creation. But among the gods, there is none like thee, O Lord. We can still say this confidently today. Neither are there any works like unto thy works. Why is that? Because he made all things. He made all things. So, yeah, he is wonderful, and there's none like him because he's the only one, and he made all things, and all of his wondrous works are beautiful. Notice verse 9, all nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord. And of course, that's true, and that will happen. One day, all will come and bow before him, and shall glorify thy name. And there it is right there. That is the middle. That's the balance point. That's exactly what the Lord is about. He made all things for his own glory. He put Christ in our lives for his own glory. He's made his people for himself for his own glory. Even the wicked for the day of trouble, God has made them for his own glory. That is the center of all things, the glorification of his person. They shall glorify thy name. Verse 10, for thou art great and doest wondrous things. And then that last statement, I want to focus on that just real quick for a minute. Thou art God alone. Now, if you look at that in the Hebrew text, it's really wonderful to see it. Visually, it stands out because you have the pronoun, a standalone pronoun there for you. You are, and then the word for God, and then the word for alone after that. You are God. And you could translate that, you are God all by yourself. Or if the little boy was to translate it, you is the God all by your lonesome. That's how it would come out. You are God. There is no one else around. There is no one else who can claim that title. You by yourself are God. Yeah, there are those that call themselves gods and who men call gods, but they're not really God. There's only one, and it happens to be you. Glorify your name, O Lord. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow as we look at verses 11 through 14 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.